All right, if you've been dreaming about having an electric bike that does great in the city, but also does amazingly well on trails and big terrain, today we're going to take a look at the most powerful and arguably the biggest electric bike that I've reviewed yet, the TRAILMAX from Urban Drift. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and yeah, today we're going to be taking a look at the TRAILMAX. This is a big bike. This is me standing behind the bike, and you can see this thing comes almost up to what? Almost my chest there? I haven't measured my height lately, but I'm somewhere between 5'7" and 5'9", and a little bit later in this video, my UPS guy was here, and he's tall. He's over 6 feet, so we put him on it too, just to kind of get a comparison. The TRAILMAX has 1200 watt maximum power. It's got a Bifang rear brushless hub, 48 volt, 30 amp, dual lithium ion battery. That's right, dual batteries. There's one on the top and the bottom, as you can see in this picture right here, work together, and because of that, you can actually get more power out of this thing. And they advertise 28 miles per hour. You can actually get a whole lot more out of it, and I'll explain that later in the video. I do want to point out that a lot of the ride and talk portion of this video was done a few weeks ago, and since then I was able to talk with their customer service, which I gotta say they're fantastic. This bike did not come with a manual, which was a little bit of a problem right off the bat, and I think that might be because this was either a pre-production, this is a brand new bike for them, so this might have been in their first batch of stuff that went out. Either way, there was no manual in there. They remedied that situation by emailing me the PDFs for it, and you'll see that I felt like this thing was restricted on its speed, and it definitely was, because it seems like the settings on the controller weren't correct. I don't know if that was something that happened in shipping or whatever, but there was also a little bit of damage to the guard that goes over the derailleur. That's definitely from shipping, and I can't blame them. And for all I know, the controller got messed up or something like that. But either way, I was able to get that controller back in order and found that there's a lot of customization you could do to this, including overpowering. And with two batteries, well, you got a lot of power. So it has 26 by 4 inch fat tires. Max range on this is supposed to be 75 miles. I haven't gone 75 miles on this thing, so I can't tell you, but I haven't charged it since I got it, and it seems like it might get there. I don't know. Now, it's always going to be dependent on the type of terrain you're riding in, whether it's hilly or flat, or whether you're a heavy rider, because they probably test this with a 165 to 180 pound rider, and whether there's wind, and yeah, so conditions will definitely decrease that sometimes, but they're claiming 75 miles range. And max load on this is 400 pounds. So it has this 1,440 watt hour high performance lithium ion battery. And it's not just one battery, it's two batteries, as you can see in this image here. 1,000 is your life cycle on that battery. And of course it does have a BMS for safety on there. Has a high strength magnesium alloy frame, Shimano 7-speed gear shifting system, rear pneumatic dual suspension, front fork hydraulic suspension, Tektro hydraulic disc brakes. And I'll put a link down in the description so you can go check out their website for yourself and get the rest of the specs. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a quick lightning unboxing and assembly. It's like 3 minutes long. You'll see my first ride and then a couple rides after that, including the final ride where I show you how I changed the settings and got this thing up to, oh man, what I think, well, by lifting the bike and running the tire, over 60 miles an hour. So yeah, on an electric bike. Yes, that was overpowered and probably not good for the bike, so I brought it back down. Well, let's go ahead and take a look. So I don't know if you can really tell, but this box is leaning really far forward. Has a couple of holes in it, like right there. And I could hear some jangling around as he pulled it off the truck. So let's see how it did. Looks like that got hit in transit and it bent that, so it's twisted out and pushed down. On my first ride, just to get those first impressions and all that. And I've ridden a little bit of a distance from home. Part of that is because I had to get a feel for this because I don't have the manual, so I don't even know if I'm doing anything right. Yeah, so I just figured why not just take her out for a little ride. And I gotta say, it's pretty dang comfy. It's a tall bike, I'll tell you that. Let's just take her through here. That is not a problem at all. Very nice. I feel like this bike, it's a big beast, you know, and I feel really secure riding it. It's really comfortable to ride. See, right now I'm in pedal assist number 4. I did figure that part out. It's pretty easy, you know, you got plus and minus on your controller over there. Throttle only right now. So yeah, the throttle and the pedal assist work great. You can really hear the motor on this thing when it's kicking in. The shifters work as expected. And that to shift that way, and that to shift that way. And the brakes work really well too. What I was trying to say there, but I was kind of trying to concentrate on traffic and all that, but it feels tall, like you're conquering anything. I mean, I'm not trying to say that in a negative way. It's just like I feel like, yes, let's take it all on, you know? All right, let's do this. I'm gonna put this in pedal assist 5 and pedal up this hill. Yeah, that makes a big difference. And that's uphill. I have a feeling that somewhere in the settings in here, it's being throttled or something like that, being kind of pulled back. So once I figure out with the manual, see if I can figure all that out. If you ever find yourself walking up a hill and you want some assist from this because it's not the lightest bike in the world, you hit the minus button and hold it down and it starts to go. You'll see P is on the display there. And then as soon as you let it go, that goes away. UPS guy is on this bike now. He's a tall guy. And so how does that feel to you? I mean, leg-wise and all that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it works for me, I feel like. I mean, I'm 6'4". So.
Stand back here so we can see. Yeah, you know, it's like I say, it's a little bit tall for me. Feels like if you are on a trail and you go forward off that seat, looks like you're about to smash your balls on that, doesn't it? Give it a little gas. Try it out here in the grass.
Do what? How you make your...
Oh, is it turned on? Yeah, this is your accelerator.
That's it right there. Okay. You don't have to do... Oh, shoot. I think it goes in pit. Go ahead.
It's on pedal assist right now, too.
Oh,
So.
Gotcha.
So when you pedal, it's going to go. Go down the curb there and check that out.
That's actually pretty comfortable. I'm not going to lie.
It's very comfortable to ride.
I mean, yeah.
All right, let's see you get off that thing now and put the kickstand on. See, that's not too bad for you.
It totally makes sense.
And your height, what's your height?
6'4".
6'4", okay. Now I'll tell you one thing that this bike does excel at is stuff like speed bumps and anything where you're gonna have to go over something rough. We'll hit this at speed. No problem. Yeah, the front forks will absorb that, and then of course the back, well, it got shocks too. Beautiful place to ride back here. Display looks great, and you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but when you're moving, it actually pulses along the edges of it. And there's a little brake icon that just popped up there. Nice hill right here. Gonna move that pedal assist up and save my legs and just hit the accelerator, the throttle. I did switch this over to miles per hour as well. Still bedding the brakes to get them just right. Okay, now we're hitting this dirt, gravel and stuff, a lot of sand out here. Woo! You know, with the shocks and everything on here, you'd barely even know that you're going over all those bumps. Nice. All right, that was all pedaling, going about 17 miles per hour. Yeah, 17.5 miles per hour, and I better slow down a little bit. There's some curves out here. Yeah, it's doing great out here. Very, very comfortable to ride. Pretty nice to be able to go 17 miles an hour on a dirt road like that and barely feel anything. Real quiet back here. This is actually a cemetery. Nice. This is more of a off-road path here. Nice. Woo! Gotta watch your head out here. All All right, this is probably where we stop. But that's the water right back there. And I'd say that handled it quite well. Alrighty. It's probably going a little bit too fast to see all of the terrain that I went over there, but it's quite a bit of stuff. Now I did turn the screen brightness on this up and it looks really good, even though I'm in the shade right now. But yeah, taking a path like this, no problem. So when I was assembling this bike, I was a little bit concerned about the handlebars being just straight like that. But then I guess I wasn't thinking about how this bike is shaped. And while it is big, probably necessary to hold those two batteries, right? But now, once it's all assembled and I'm riding it, it's a very comfortable riding position, so I'm okay with that. So pretty cool. If you look at the display right here, when you hit the brakes, it actually gives you a little indicator. Now, I have messed with the settings on this thing after some consulting with their customer service department, and what I've done is I've gone into the, so you can go right here, 1, 2, and then you can go through these different settings until you get to this one. This is where you got to put in a password, and in the password, we'll just do 1. I guess this is their general password for this, 8, 0, and 1. And you got A1 setting. Each one of these has their different function. A3 is where your speed is, your speed control. So on A3, I've got that set to 50. Kind of going back and forth with them. I'm not sure if this is converting kilometers to miles or what the deal is, but if at 45, that should be about 28 miles per hour. I can tell you this, that I had set it up around 60 or 70 and just kind of picked up the back and hit the throttle on this thing, and it was saying 60 miles per hour. So there we go. Also, you'll notice that the pedal assist changes on its own. It's automatic shifting right up to 5th. And we're going up a hill. It's not going to accelerate as much. All right, so here we go. Now we're on flat land. I don't know if you can see that. But we just hit 30 miles per hour on this thing, so might dial that back to maybe 45 or 47 to get 28 miles per hour. Yeah, so as you see, it is adjustable, and you know, should you ever need to get in there and tweak those settings, you can do that, and they have instructions specifically for that. So yeah, customer service was fantastic. As soon as I told them I was having an issue, they said, okay, hold on. So they actually sent me not only the manual, but they also sent me the manual for, you know, from the manufacturer of the controller. They don't manufacture the controller, so I got that. And then they also sent me a couple of video clips to say, well, this is how you want to change the speed on there, about where to set it. And so it made everything very, very easy. Now I do want to tell you, this bike is not lightweight. That's why it's good. If you saw in there, it has that walk along feature, so it powers the bike just a little bit, enough to help you walk up a hill with it. This would be the heaviest of any of the e-bikes that I have, and part of that is that, well, it's large and it has 2 very large batteries on this thing. Batteries are often the heaviest part of these bikes. I looked through their website and nowhere in here do I see what the weight is on this bike. Maybe that was done on purpose. But if this is something you're going to be trying to pick up and put on a bike rack or something like that, just keep that in mind. She's a heavy one. But somehow that actually helps when you're doing off-road and all-terrain stuff. It just feels really, really solid. So, 6 half dozen of the other. It's really nice that it comes with 2 chargers. Yeah, 2 chargers right in the package, because you're going to plug one in for one battery, one in for the other. They say charge time on this bike is 4 to 6 hours, and since you've got 2 chargers going, yeah, makes sense. Now you might have seen in that last part of the ride and talk that it has this auto shift thing. Well, early on in that, for whatever reason, maybe I turned it off or something like that when I was trying to mess with the settings. But once I got the settings from customer service, put all those in there, well, now it's definitely doing it. It's pretty cool, because whether you're using the throttle or pedaling, it will auto shift to the next pedal assist up. So I like that because it just kind of goes along with you. If it needs to go faster, it will shift through those gears. Another thing that messed me up is I was like, where is the switch to turn the headlight on this thing? Well, as it turns out, it's a daylight sensor. So it senses whether there's daylight, and if there is, it turns the headlight off. And when it gets dark enough, headlight turns on automatically. I've never had an electric bike that had both of those on there, so kind of cool. Yeah, this bike has a lot of details on it, like the leather grips on here, which are just super, super comfortable. It is not an inexpensive bike. It lists for $2,799. But on their website, you save 600 bucks, it's $2,199. A couple of things to think about with that price tag though is that it has 2 batteries. Okay, batteries for these bikes is like 600 bucks, so that's going to add cost. Also, the bike frame is a nice big frame made with magnesium alloy. Plus it has suspension front and back, and it's very good suspension. I don't know, I see bikes that are made for on and off-road. This one feels like it's ready to take on anything. So, hey, start pricing them out and look for things like that Bafang motor because those cost more. So I feel like they put some more premium components into this bike. $2,199 is not unreasonable. So that is the TRAILMAX from Urban Drift, and I don't remember if they gave me a coupon code or not. I'm gonna look through my email and stuff, and if they did, I'll put that down in the description along with a link. Listen, I wanna thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, always very important to my channel, so if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there is a red subscribe button down there and a notification bell. Hit both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. You'll also notice the thanks button down below this video if you're so inclined, wanna toss me a couple bucks. It is not inexpensive to run this channel, so every penny counts. Either way, this channel's been around since 2013, always expanding, always including my passions. If you're interested in electric guitars, electric bikes, electric scooters, electric skateboards, or even portable solar power, I've got all that here on the channel, along with some other consumer electronics. So yeah, check out the other content if you get a chance. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.